Mahabharata, Episode 4, Part 3, The Coming of Drona. Before we step into the training grounds where destiny itself was forged, remember, these stories live because you carry them forward. Subscribe, like, and share, so the Mahabharata may reach every ear, every road, every heart. The story of Drona and Drupada. Far from Hastinapura, in a humble hut, lived a Brahmin named Drona. He was no ordinary man. From childhood, he had studied the arts of weapons under the great sage Arjuna, his father, and later with the warrior sage Parashurama. By knowledge, he was a master, but by fate, he was poor. His wife, Kripi, and son Ashwathama lived with him in hardship. Some days there was no milk for the boy, no food for the family. Ashwathama's cries echoed in the hut, and Drona's heart ached. Once, in his youth, Drona had been a close friend to Drupada, prince of Panchakola. Together they had studied, eaten, and played. In those days, Drupada had promised, when I become king, half my kingdom shall be yours. Now desperate for help, Drona went to Panchala. He entered Drupada's court, dusty from the road, clad in simple garments, his son at his side. Old friend Drona said, I come not as a beggar, but as your companion of youth. You once promised that half your kingdom would be mine. Today I ask not for half, but only for help. Drupada looked upon him, and pride swelled in his chest. Companion. Drupada sneered, do not mistake the past for the present. A king and a poor Brahmin cannot be equals. Once, we were boys. Now, I am lord of Panch. You are nothing. The word struck Drona like an arrow. Humiliated, heart-burning, he turned away. From that day, he swore, one day I will repay this insult. One day Drupada will bow before me. Drona's arrival in Hastinapura. With his heart heavy, Drona wandered. He carried his knowledge of weapons but no place to use it. At last his steps led him to Hastinapura. There, in the training yard of Kripacharya, he saw a group of boys at play, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. In their games, one boy lost his ball into a well. The others laughed, unsure how to retrieve it. Drona stepped forward. With calm precision, he took a single blade of grass, dipped it in water, and cast it into the well. The blade stuck into the ball. Another blade pierced the first, another into that, until a chain of grass drew the ball from the depths of the well. The princes stared in awe. Who is this man? Bhishma soon heard of the feat. When he met Drona, he saw not a poor wanderer, but a master whose knowledge could shape princes. Stay in Hastinapura, Bhishma said. You shall be the guru of our royal sons. Thus, Drona entered the palace. No longer a beggar, but a teacher of destiny. Bhishma appoints him as teacher. The princes gathered before Drona. Pandavas and Kauravas alike bowed to him. I am your teacher now, Drona said. His voice was calm but sharp, like the string of a bow. You are heirs of the Kuru line. You must master every weapon, bow, sword, mace, spear, and more. But more than weapons, you must master your mind, for a warrior's greatest enemy is not his foe but himself. From that day, the palace yards rang not with childish games, but with the discipline of war. At dawn, the boys rose to the sound of Drona's voice. They ran until their legs trembled. They practiced until their hands blistered. They loosed arrows until their eyes watered. And under Drona's eye, rivalry sharpened. Drona's training of the princes Bhima and Duryodhana took to the mace, their massive arms swinging with fury, each strike shaking the ground. Nakula and Sahadeva mastered horses, their hands gentle, their control precise. Yudhishthira excelled in charioteering, his calm mind steady even in chaos. But it was Arjuna who stole Drona's heart. When others tired, Arjuna remained. When others rested, Arjuna practiced by lamplight. When food was served, he ate quickly, then returned to his bow. Once while eating, a candle flickered out. Yet Arjuna's hand still carried food to his mouth without fail. In that moment, he realized, if I can eat in the dark, I can shoot in the dark as well. From that day, he trained at night, losing arrows into shadows until no target escaped him. Drona smiled. This one, he whispered, will be my greatest disciple. Arjuna rises above all. Drona began to favor Arjuna. He promised him divine weapons, secrets of archery no other would know. He shaped him not only as a warrior, but as an extension of his own vengeance. For through Arjuna, Drona dreamed of repaying his insult to Drupada. The other princes watched with envy. Duryodhana clenched his fists. Always Arjuna, he muttered. Always praised, always chosen. One day, I will see him humbled. Bhima laughed, caring little for favoritism. But even he knew Arjuna's skill was unmatched. And so, under Drona's guidance, the rivalry between Pandavas and Kauravas sharpened further. What began in Kripa's yard as games was now a storm waiting to break. Drona had come to Hastinapura seeking dignity and found destiny. Under his eye, the princes of the Kuru line grew strong, but rivalry grew stronger still. If you've walked with me this far, subscribe, like, and share. Just as Arjuna drew power from his bow, this channel draws power from your support. Together, we will carry the Mahabharata across the world.